Hey everybody, welcome to more week 2 in our series, Far as the Curse is Found. I hope you were with us on Sunday or you've had a chance to watch it online or listen to the podcast of it. As we continue this series, we're looking at these attributes that Jesus brought to us, these gifts that he gave to us. And this week was all about peace. If you remember, we're talking about this curse that is over all mankind. And our big idea this week in this, the message was lasting peace is found when Jesus redeems us, buys us back from the curse. As our message closed out, there were some truths that we wanted to make certain that each of us got from that. And these were the truths that we tried to convey. Starting with, we can never be redeemed from the curse of sin through our own efforts. We're never going to be good enough. We're never going to be religious enough. The second truth was that Christ himself bore our sins on the cross. And doing that for us is something we could not do for ourselves. He did what we could not do for ourselves. And then lastly, we talked about the fact that we're no longer slaves, no longer enslaved to sin, but now we are sons of God. We are adopted by God. We are his children. So I was thinking about our time and more and how we might unpack those truths a little bit more. I wanted to share a passage that may be familiar to many of us, and that is this. It says this in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9. Paul, the writer of this text, says, "For you are saved by grace through faith, and that it is not from yourselves, it is God's gift, not from works, so that no one can boast." Perhaps familiar to a lot of us, talking about that gift that God gives to us, the gift of salvation. The gist of it is this: no one can take credit for their salvation. No matter, again, how good you may be or how religious you've been in your life, no one can take credit for salvation that we desperately need. In other words, no one will make it to heaven because they've done good enough. They've been good enough. No one gets there because someone else was faithful around you or was good around you. Maybe because you grew up in a Christian home or were friends with Christians. The gift of salvation is freely given to anyone who wants it by God. We are saved by grace through faith, not of ourselves. It is a gift from God. Perhaps you've been thinking a lot about gifts at this time of year. It's a natural thing to do. Christmas brings us to that place where we're thinking about maybe a gift we need to buy for a family member, a coworker, a friend, or maybe lots of gifts. And you're making lists and you're trying to figure out what to get, the perfect gift, all of those kinds of things. Those are natural things for us to do at this time of year because Christmas, as part of its tradition and part of its maybe even magic, is the fact that we give and get or receive gifts. I was reading about this passage this week in relation to our message from Sunday, and I came across a description of what a gift is. And I thought it was such a beautiful picture written by a man named Jim Hughes. And this is what he said. He said, "A gift is something that becomes yours when you reach out and take it as your own, when it is offered to you. A gift is something that is given because of the generosity and love of the giver. A gift is something to be treasured because of the love of the giver. It's something for which we ought to be thankful for." I love that. I think that's so true. The value of a gift isn't based on the love of the giver. Rather, is based on the love of the giver, not on some monetary part of it. So in other words, it's not about how much the gift cost. It's about the love that caused someone to give the gift. It would be what is owed us if it was about the monetary part. We deserve a certain price on this gift. We deserve to receive something of this value. It's not a gift anymore. What God says to us here in this text is that we're saved by grace through faith, not of anything we did. Nothing we've earned, nothing we've deserved. It is his gift to us. It's God's invitation for us to be embraced in his love. And what was that great love that he did for us? He gave his one and only son to die on a cross for us, be buried and risen again, so that we might have access to that gift. And like Jim Hughes said, for us to receive that gift, for us to get that gift, we have to reach out and take it as our own when it's offered. God has offered that gift to all people so that whoever would call on his name might be saved. When we consider the cost that Jesus paid for that gift, we recognize that it's a priceless gift. It's a gift that we could not pay for on our own. We could not do anything to deserve it on our own. And so as we talk about the curse that has been broken in our life, it definitely comes down to the fact that Christ took our sins on the cross. And doing that, he did something for us we could not do for ourselves. And now he offers it to us freely as a gift. In verse 9, not from works, not from anything we did, so that no one can boast. We simply have the gift offered, and we have an opportunity to receive that gift and use that gift as Christ gave it to us, so that our sins might be forgiven, and so that then we might turn around and share that gift that he's offered to us to the world around us. There'll be some questions to follow as normal, whether you're doing this individually or as a group. Take some time to dig into these verses. Take some time to be thankful this week for the gift that God has offered to each of us when he gave his one and only Son, so that we, through faith in him, by the grace extended to us, might be saved. Can't wait to join you back here again for week 3 of this series, Far as the Curse is Found, and hope you have a fantastic week. Thanks for hanging out with me here and more. God bless.